Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. It's Monday night, and it's Dr. Croom, your holistic veterinarian with Senior Pet Chat. Let's see. All right, all right. So I just used a little bit of the music, the background music we have here in Canva, because it's always nice to hear a nice little jazzy tune when we're getting here to learn about senior pets. Welcome, welcome, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Turnera Croom, and I am your senior pet and holistic pet expert. And I'm here every Monday night to talk to you about your senior pet and other pets as well. We've gotten a lot of requests lately for animals of different ages, not just seniors. What can we do, Dr. Croom? How can we prevent some of the things that we might see as a senior pet when we're younger? Don't worry, I've got all of you covered. So many of the holistic modalities that we have for the senior pets, we can use at a younger age as well. For example, electromagnetic therapy. Let's take that, right? We're familiar with that. On the human side, it's things like TENS unit that you could put on and kind of shock your muscles a little bit into improving and rehabilitating. We've got that for animals, and that's something that you can do right at home as well. People love that. Good evening, Gertrude Croom. All right, we've got Mom on the line. Great to see you tonight, Gertrude Croom. Look, we could call you Gert, we could call you Gigi, Grand G, but I just call you Mom, and amazing role model and mentor. Thank you for being here tonight, Mrs. Croom. Robert Crazy Air Holmes is in the house. How you doing, sir? Great to see you. I feel like it's been ages since I've seen you, but it is wonderful for you to be here tonight. Katie Wright. Hey, Katie. How you doing? How's Sass? How are the pups? They're probably bigger than Mayo by now, huh? the pups probably came out bigger than Mayo. So great to see you here, Katie. I know I think I see you cracking up over there because you know it's probably true. Maya over here like full 5, 6 years old, and these puppies are like 3 months old or something like that. And they're probably bigger than Maya. But great to see you, Katie. Deb, hey Deb, Battle Creek, great to see you. One of my Dr. Croom Army Vet Pet CBD ambassadors out in the Battle Creek area. You know, out in Battle Creek, they have so many dispensaries, provisioning centers, places where people can get pet CBD. And so she is in the right place to find new clients for our CBD. And that's something that we do have as a business as well. For those of you who are entrepreneurial or looking to get into a stable business, I do have a pet line of CBD. People love it because it's made directly by a veterinarian. They love it because I'm a holistic vet. The fact that I actually make the product and then have it third-party tested. So we have ambassadors for that. If you're interested in that, go right to Dr. Croom inside the store and you can check that out. To become an ambassador, you'll be working directly with me and be able to tell others about some of the amazing aspects of CBD. Now, we know CBD is not a cure-all. We know it doesn't, cure, right? Anything. But it can certainly help with a lot of issues for senior pets. And this is the Senior Pet Chat. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, around here we love senior pets. I love their grizzled grays and their little attitudes that they can tend to have. Like, we've been on this earth longer than you, human. So do what I say. And a lot of times we do. We fall right in and do what you say. Hey there, Pamela Joe and Ducati. How you doing tonight? And I also see Tony Woolfork Barnes. What's up, Tony? Remind me, Tony, do you have a pet? I'm trying to remember if you have a dog or a cat or something over there. Put it in the chat if you do, because I need to know this information. So, yes, hi Pamela, great to see you. So, most of you, I think, are over on my maybe Turnera page, which is fantastic. So, I'm not seeing your comments over here in StreamYard, but that's okay. If you have that information, put it in there. Oh, look, you said you gave the answer. She has Ollie. Okay, so Tony, you have Ollie. Thank you, Pamela, for spreading the information. Now, is Ollie a senior pet as well? Let me know a little bit more about Ollie. Okay, so Ollie, the 15-year-old puggle. Who knows what a puggle is? Part what and part what? That's the quiz question for tonight. All right, so we love senior pets over here. Monday night, every Monday night, we have the senior pet chat. Oh no. Oh my goodness. See, look, this is between y'all. Okay, Pamela and Tony, you can't be getting me in the middle of this, okay? So Pamela's like, she has Ollie. And then so I'm over here talking about Ollie, and Tony says, Ollie is my husband. I'm like, look, ladies. But so Tony, your puggle is named Puggles. Okay. I love that. Very easy to remember. Um, well, great. How old is Puggles? Let me know how old Puggles is in the chat. And tonight, as always, we're talking about senior pets and there's some of their special needs. We hope that our pets reach the senior age, right? But if they do, there's some things that you need to know. Tonight, we are going to be talking about pet owners preparing for natural disasters, senior pet owners, any pet owners. And the reason I say this, the reason this is a topic for tonight is because yours truly has been out of power for the past 4 days. 4 days! I know. First world problems, right? I truly, truly believe that. So I'm halfway joking here, like to go, ooh, 4 whole days, little nip in the air, but we do have animals over here. And so while we humans may say, okay, a couple days without, lights or heat, if you have animals like I do, like you might, and especially if not even so much our furry ones, right? Because our furry ones, they were born outside. They're meant to be outside. And sometimes I will put a Maya out there and she's back at the door in 3 minutes. I'm like, would you go outside and be a dog for a few minutes, please? You got all that hair. You're fine. Okay. But some of the other species that I have here in this house, reptilian species, reptilian kingdom, animal kingdom, and the type of vertebrate that I have in this house that really depends on having a heat source. Those are my reptiles. Okay. I've got tortoises, turtles, geckos, all of those animals, cold-blooded, right? We remember that from biology back in the day, right? Cold-blooded really didn't mean too much to us back then. It probably didn't mean that much at all. But now that you're an adult and you were talking about this, and we've had this situation where the power is going off for hundreds of thousands across this country, those cold-blooded animals cannot produce heat on their own. They need an external heat source. And this is, even when the power is on, my gecko always needs a heating mat under her cage. And generally tortoises and turtles need, some type of a heat source that they can go under and move around and remove themselves from, right? So there are animals that we need to think about outside of the ones that do have fur, although the ones with fur we have to think about as well. Definitely was cold here in this house for the past 4 days with no heat. We did have some generator action and we did get heat, of course, yes, but um, you want to some things that you want to be sure of when you have pets, not but especially senior pets. Okay, the lights go out and the heat goes out. What are you going to do with your senior pet? I would suggest number one, have a disaster plan. You've got to have a disaster plan in place. Otherwise, you're going to be scrambling around looking for this, looking for that, and just being at the mercy of the natural disaster. Okay, so one of the things that I have for myself, and you may have as well as uh, a person, is they have these bags, natural disaster bags that come with all kinds of stuff inside, a little camp stove, um, stuff to sanitize water, things to a heating blanket to wrap around yourself. All of these things should trigger, like, hey, if I've got another beating heart here, I've got another living thing, all those same things that I need, they're going to need too. And whether you're in your house or whether you're out somewhere and you're disconnected from your home, you've got to have a plan in place so that if things go down, you can grab a bag and go. You got to grab a bag and go. All right. So that you know that you'll have a little bowl, right? That she can drink out of, or that you have something to sanitize the water when time comes. Now, for the animals that you can't maybe grab and go like that, like the reptiles, you may want to have in your disaster plan a place that you can put them that they could be placed from shelter, maybe in away from in a sheltered place, within that home. Because sometimes, when you see tornadoes and different things like that, and you come back, there's still some support there, and there's still some living things there. If you can't bring them, I would say the plan needs to take into account what you might do with them, where you might put them in a situation. I see some comments over here on this side of the chat. Good evening, Jennifer. Great to see you. Great to see you. Oh, hey, she said she shared. Look at the cute little photo of a little Poochie Poo there. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I appreciate your support. You just don't know what it means to be an entrepreneur, getting out here, and getting outside of my comfort zone and sharing what I know with people that really want to know. Super appreciative. Thank you so much. Hey there, Michelle D. Clark is loving that yellow. That's right. I wore it just for you. Okay, also for Xavier, which is my alma mater, one of them. Xavier University in New Orleans. When you think of natural disasters, of course, New Orleans is a big one for me, being that prior to Katrina is when I was down there at Xavier in New Orleans, and everything was great, right? Until it wasn't. And now the city's a whole different city. We still love New Orleans and everything, but some of that culture that was there um, back prior to Katrina is something else. I'm glad I got a chance to experience it. So thank you so much for being here, Michelle D. Clark. Awesome, awesome, awesome. She's an amazing entrepreneur in her own right. Hey, Dr. Pearson, shout out, shout out. That's right. Yes, Dr. Pearson knows that the lights actually just came back on, Dr. Pearson. So we had the lights off for 4 days. Then it came on, and we were like, yes, like you just like, and we were still a little leery. It was kind of like, look at the light, like, like, don't do that. Like, that's really how I was looking at the light. The light looked back at me and said, hey, we're sticking around. The light lied. Okay. So it flickered again and it went back out. But, again, preparedness. How do you have the lights and electricity go out for 4 whole days and not be ready for it to go out again? That's right. We were ready. So thank you, Dr. Pearson, for the disaster preparedness. It really is the key to the peace of mind. You would know, being out there with the Caribbean and the, all those unexpected storms and everything, you really know about that. So, okay, you said that's Sugar Bear. Oh, okay, that's Sugar Bear in the little photo there, Jennifer. Thank you for sharing. So, this is so cool that you guys are here tonight. We talked about having a disaster plan so that you can have whatever it is, collars, leashes, the blankets that can keep you warm. Some what blankets are like the aluminum kind, that you put around when you're at a disaster scene and you see those like that look like aluminum. Those are heat keeping blankets that you can put around yourself and your pets. As a matter of fact, I mean, maybe those type of blankets are those type of blankets and devices made for smaller animals. Because again, we're asking questions here. I don't have all the answers, but I do know that if there's a space in the market, I'm gonna produce it. So, do we have gecko shaped eating blankets for emergencies? Okay, so this is the kind of stuff that I go through. And if you're an entrepreneur, you feel me. That where if you're just super creative and you're like thinking of things, you're like, boom, gotta have your whiteboard, gotta write it down and keep it moving. Okay, so another thing that you can do to prepare for a natural disaster is to make sure you know which family members are able to assist with certain things. If you got cousin Katie over here who's deathly afraid of snakes, don't ask her to keep Jake the snake. Find the people who you could count on in a moment to say, okay, I'm dropping off, the turtle. You can keep them. You've got electricity. I don't. You've got to have those people in place. Sometimes you can have all of your power off, and on the next street over, guess who has the power on? Right, your neighbors over there. So get to know your neighbors as well, because you could, foreseeably just find a little spot in their garage that's heated, and you don't have to bother them. Animals don't have to be in your house, but they want to be able to help and save a life as well. Okay, so we want to have a disaster plan. We want to know which friends and family and neighbors in the close proximity who may be able to help keep an animal, for a night or two, just long enough for them to survive. We were talking about reptiles really needing that heat source. And I mean, it could just be so simple for a neighbor to help. The animal's not running around, they're all enclosed. You bringing the heat mat ready, right inside your emergency pack. Okay. All right. So you want to make sure they have water, clean water. We don't have to necessarily worry about the cooking part, right? For your reptiles, you may have things like mealworms and other little animals. You may be able to find some when you're out there if you do take your smaller reptiles with you. Your larger mammals, your dog. I mean, I don't know. As far as a cat, that would have to be a part of the disaster plan, because we know cats. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm sorry. I just have to giggle a little bit just thinking about the cats that I've had in my past and what they would have done if I'd have said, "Come on, Madagascar, come on, we're gonna, we're outside now. We don't have any shelter, so here, put this leash on." Like, a cat would have looked at me like I'm gone. Okay, and a question that we get sometimes too when it comes to a disaster happening is it better for me to just release this animal like into the wild, or is it better like maybe staying in the house? They will get crushed, or something will happen, or they will starve. So maybe I should just open up the cage and let Polly the parrot out, if I can't keep them. And there may be differing opinions on that. I mean, depending on the situation, that might be the right thing to do. Give them at least a fighting chance, or have them maybe find another home. What do you think? How do you think? Oh, hot water bottles heated on the stove or generated. Oh yes, oh yes. Okay, we've got some great advice in the chat over here, you guys. Dr. Pearson, she's a fellow holistic veterinarian. She is amazing. she's got some pets at home too, and she has done a lot of veterinary work over the years with a variety of breeds. So if she says something, you better chalk it up as truth, okay? Hot water bottles, heated water on the stove, or a generator. You can microwave to heat up the bottle. Those water bottles is really crucial. That is true. You can keep those smaller reptiles warm by using water bottles that are heated up. Like you said, in your pack, there's more than likely going to be or you want to make sure that you have a little camp stove that you can warm up the water to keep your reptiles warm, okay? And your furry babies, right? It gets cold at night. If you and your dogs were out and did not have shelter for a night or two or whatever, those hot water bottles would really come in handy. Okay, so you want to have a disaster plan for your animals, for yourself. Get in touch with those family members, get in touch with those neighbors, know your neighbors, okay? And so that we can have so that we can come back together after the disaster is over, like we've done here, okay? And learning from every situation. You got to do it, okay? All right. So, hey there, Dickie Joby. How you doing? How you doing? Representing Grand Rapids in the house. Who else? Oh, hi there, Radhika. Radhika. Radhika said, do you think someone would take my 5 animals? Like, please, come take my 5. I don't know, Radhika. You may have to split the animals up. Like, that's just how it's going to be. And then, like, Noah's Ark, you have to come back and pick them up later, 2 by 2, from different people's houses if need be. Lovey could go here, and the twin cats, right? Kittens, can go over here, and just, what other animals do you have? You have 5? Oh, I don't even know. Erica Demby, good to see you. Good to see you tonight. If you're still on, Chica. Hi, Nicole. Don't you? I think you and your family have a dog, don't you, Nicole Sibley? Polar bears in the house. Okay. And then we've got Robert Crazy Air Holmes, who said he knows firsthand that boiled water in a cooler will last longer than 24 hours sealed and will stay warm around the cooler. And it kept his twerps, that's the little baby reptiles and cute little twerpy twerps, alive throughout the big power shut off of 2023. So boiling water in a cooler, seal it up. It's going to warm up all around and just radiate heat. That is a great thought. Thank you, Robert Crazy Air Holmes. All right, so you guys, I'm over my time. I figured I would come on and say a few things about disaster preparedness with your senior pet and all your pets, and it just wound up being so much more. Get that disaster plan together, you guys. Whether you have a pet or not, honestly, you should have one. I mean, if the roof caved in, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Get your disaster kit together for yourself, and just don't forget your pets, okay? You can find these. I think I got this one on Amazon, but you can also put a pack together yourself made up of the components, right? Do it for yourself. Do it for your pet, okay? Because around here, we love senior pets. We want to make sure that they are able to live their best lives. So come check me out next time. It's Dr. Croom. We're here every Monday night with Senior Pet Chat. Thank you so much for showing